Hello everyone, this is Steven from the Even Steven channel, and today we're going to talk about the Remington model 11-48 or 11-48, whatever it is. What I consider to be the most unpleasant shotgun I've ever fired. Now there's a reason for that. Let's quickly go over the markings. This says Remington model 11-38 MOD which I assume means modified choke. 20 gauge for 2 3/4 or shorter shells. Now this is a gun that I guess more or less inherited. We'll take a brief overview of it first. We got a very nice wood stock, although the stock probably needs to be refinished. It is a nice looking gun. Nice checkering here. It's been beat up and used a little bit. There's a single swivel, sling swivel here, although there is no matching swivel anywhere else in the gun. Looks like a very basic rubber or nylon. I have a little trouble positioning this because the shotgun is so long. Looks like kind of a nylon or rubber. Is that possibly wood? Definitely a hard material with a little bit of checking right there. The receiver, a push button safety, manual cross bolt safety, which will work whether or not the gun is cocked. That's good. Charging handle. This is a semi-automatic firearm. Bolt release. And not much more beyond that besides maybe the loading gate. And again, I consider this to be the most unpleasant shotgun I've ever fired. And there's a very specific reason for this. So this is an attractive looking gun. Oh, we got some more markings here. Remington Arms Company, Ilion, New York. Patent, others pending. Pretty smooth barrel. And a bead sight right in the front. And this has the appearance of, if you look here, it looks like there's like space here. And it looks like this was designed to have the same receiver and then be either 20 gauge or 12 gauge. That's interesting. But why don't I like this gun? Why do I find it so unpleasant? And it has to do with the operating system. So this is a semi-automatic firearm. And charging hand like that. I could get some dummy rounds here. I could do that. No. Locks very positively. And I could try that. Get rounds in there. Let me just double check that something's not wrong. There we go. Took a little judicious force there. So yeah, it loads fine. Hard to cycle it. The camera a little awkwardly. Yeah. So why don't I like the shotgun? Why do I find it unpleasant to shoot? And it's because this is the type of action that it has. This is a long recoil firearm. What does that mean? Well, most handguns are short recoil, and I guess I could have brought one of my handguns here, but you get the idea. On most modern semi-automatic firearms, you have the handgun, you pull the trigger, the gun fires. And what happens is the slide and the barrel stay locked together for a short period of time, short recoil, short period of time, and at one point the slide and the barrel unlock and the slide continues. What's different about this gun is it's a long recoil firearm. And what that means is the barrel and the bolt reciprocate together for the full length of the cartridge. It's kind of difficult to show you, but I can show you this pretty easily, that the barrel and the bolt are locked together. And if I push down on the barrel with enough force, which I can't do on camera, but I could probably do it off camera real quick. I can push back enough on the barrel for that bolt to have gone back. And if there was still shells in the magazine tube, it would have cycled that. Now, why is this a problem, or why is this, I don't know, a detriment? Well, it means that the mass of the barrel and the bolt are slamming back into the receiver every time you pull the trigger. Now, I am admittedly a shotgun noob. I don't know a whole lot about shotguns. I've kind of been to that in other videos. I'm much more of a handgun guy. But I found this to be an unpleasant gun to shoot. Enough that I really don't want to give it a second chance. So there is a recoil spring for the bolt in the stock here. There's also a recoil spring for, easier if I do this, for the barrel in here. Oh, you see how this is coming undone? Let me just, for a second, push down on this handguard. There we go. So this is the barrel. And I don't think this comes off. I don't think this easily comes off. And this is the recoil spring for the barrel. So the barrel gets its own recoil spring. The bolt gets its own recoil spring. It seems like it's a complicated thing. So why would someone build a gun like this? Why even make a long recoil gun? Typically, the only places you've seen long recoil guns are like machine guns. So why even do this? Well, my understanding is, I'll still put this back together, is that this gun was designed, I think, right after World War II, so 1940s, 1950s. And the idea of a gas-operated shotgun was kind of new. Gas-operated firearms in general were kind of new. Let me polish this up a little bit. It's a little dirty. And I guess they just thought that people wanted a semi-automatic firearm, but they didn't quite trust the idea of gas-operated shotguns. Like we have today, we have fixed-barrel gas-operated shotguns, or recoil-operated shotguns, but the barrel just doesn't move like that. So it's an interesting footnote in history, the idea of a long recoil firearm like this. I think the only thing else that you can think of that's a long recoil firearm that is in any way successful was, wasn't there like a Browning automatic rifle? I don't want to say BAR, but it's like the Browning Model 8 or something like that. That was that way. And it just, you know, nice to look at. A little beat up here. Nice to look at, but again, I don't care to shoot. Now it's possible I'm just a baby, I'm just a little girl, and if someone took this, they'd be like, it's not so bad. But personally, I just don't care to shoot it. But I thought I'd show it to everyone because I have it. Thought I'd make a video about it. And I'm sure there's going to be people in the comments saying, yeah, it's not that bad, it's easy, man up a little bit. And that might be true, but that was my foray in looking at the Remington model 11-48. More of a show and tell than anything else. So this has been Steven from the Even Steven channel. If you like this video, please do all that like, share, and subscribing. And I will see you next time. Thank you, and goodbye.